fuck.
This is this is acceptable vices for Why the fuck did I say January? More time.
Off to a good
Even
start.
better. The first thing on the recording is the ding ding on my phone of a notification coming in. What was that notification? It was the notification that we've gone live.
That's
The first
I
thing
highly
I heard.
recommend.
The first thing I heard was somebody saying "fuck." So
That was
Yeah.
also me.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
We're
This is
professional.
acceptable vices for September 23rd, 2016. Tonight, Frontiers.
New Frontiers.
What?
It's actually New Frontiers. I'm sorry, I was laughing so hard.
All right, here we go. One more
Let's do
time.
that again, but do it Captain's Log style.
Oh my god.
Captain's Log.
In 2101, Captain's Log was beginning.
How are you, gentlemen?
Oh my god. Let's just revisit this fucking 16-year-old meme before we start. It's not fucked up enough with this.
Maybe I'll put Star Trek music over the beginning of it. Captain's
To mask our failure.
Captain's Log, September 23rd, 2016. This episode, New Frontiers. This is Acceptable Vices. I'm your happy host, Victor Frost, and today we are playing a new game from our wonderful friend, Derek. Hey, Derek.
Hey, what's up? I have a webcam now.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And what game are we going to be playing with you today?
So we're playing a somewhat cutting edge, which is to say I'm still in the process of writing it as things are happening. Role-playing game called New Frontiers, a totally not Star Trek game.
Right, of course, because Star Trek, that can't possibly be what the game is. No.
No.
Along on this happy boat that we are piloting through the stars, we've got Chruba. Hey, Churbs.
Hey, what's going on?
Playing games and stuff. How about you?
Yeah, you explain what's going on. What the fuck am I doing?
We also got Nelson. Hey,
It's been a
Nelson.
long week.
Hello.
So we are in progress of making this game, the character sheets and such. Let's see if I can do something dandy here. Yeah, I think I can. Let's see here. Boop and share. So right now I'm sharing a screen here. This is the character sheet we're looking at. Friends listening all out there in audio land, we have a Google Docs window that I'm sharing with everyone. We have the character sheet in front of us. And Derek, why don't you walk us through this character sheet just a little bit, and so that we, and to a much greater extent the audience at home, can understand what the hell is going on. So we got at the top here.
Yeah,
We got
so
the basic stuff. So walk us through
you've got your character there, Captain Hands and Pants, which is an excellent name.
it. Captain Hands in Pants.
Yes.
Yes.
We're playing a slightly simplified version of the game today, but it's got pretty much everything that the final game will have. So we've got our rank, position on the ship, and species, which in this case is human, for this character. And then we have sort of the mechanical meat of this character is the three attributes, which the whole game sort of circles around: violence, diplomacy, and science, which is how you solve everything, and how this is a better game than the previous best Star Trek game, Lasers and Feelings, which solved everything with lasers or feelings. So under that, we have some traits. This game runs on sort of a Fate-style word association trait system, where you can kind of sort of come up with stuff for that sort of highlights characters' skills, abilities, destinies, like just things that they're good at or lucky at. And then if you can justify to the GM when you use them, like, I think that my reckless trait applies here, my charismatic trait applies here. If you can get away with that, then you can get some bonuses. Under it,
So basically anything you can rationalize
Yeah.
can be pushed through.
Exactly.
All right.
Under that, we've got
Tier,
some
what are the
actions.
actions for?
The actions are sort of special rules that your character can invoke. really not playing with those today. We're just going to play with the basic actions. But this game runs on sort of a similar mindset as Powered by the Apocalypse games, where the game itself is just like a conversation between the GM and the players. And when people do things that sort of invoke an action, then you like the rules get deployed and they affect the narrative, and then you go back to that narrative. So the way those actions usually work is when you meet conditions in the narrative, the action takes place, the rules are deployed, and then you go back to regular play. So as the kind of actions that you have, like as a human, are like if you do something, like every human has this action called first, which is if you're the first to do something important, the first to step on a planet, the first to contact an alien species, you get experience points, and it encourages the players who play humans to be sort of bold and reckless and try new things and go new places and explore. They're sort of the
humans
the
are
people...
a YouTube comment, always going first.
Exactly. The sort of the mythos that I'm still writing for this thing, the sort of the human trait, so as the humans are not just the boring default, the human trait is that they're unreasonably obsessed with space. They're a little bit like Kerbals or something like that. Everybody else is like, what are you doing? Space is terrifying. Like, there's horrible alien gods living among the stars, and humans are like, yeah, let's go poke them. So,
okay. So, what about... So we have the equipment area here. We have the uniform, the phaser pistol communicator. We have a blank spot in here. Is that stuff we're going to be picking up as we go?
Possibly, or maybe, like, if we were playing with the proper divisions, you would have equipment that came from your divisions. Like, the security guy would have a set of combat armor. The signals person would have, like, a universal translator. The science officer would have a tricorder, that kind of thing.
Right.
But we're not doing that today, so you just got the basics.
Right. We have a strain track here, which is a segmented gradient from white to red, following 0 to dead, respectively. That's just our damage, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Though, as you take damage, you do degrade in this game, so don't take damage. And then we have an audio sort of readout that tells us how the audio is going. Now, so under that, we've got these three categories: advantage, understanding, and data. And that kind of gets into the meat of how problems are solved in this game. I'm going to throw a lot of problems at you in the form of threats, and you're going to try to solve them. But most of them will be beyond your ability to immediately solve them, or beyond your ability to solve them well. You often have to make terrible compromises. You have to deal with the limitations that they put on you, that your equipment puts on you, that the environment puts on you, and those limitations will often be kind of unacceptable. So the sort of meat and potatoes of this game is that whenever you go to solve something, whenever you shoot a Klingon, try to talk a diplomat into something, try to use technobabble to solve a problem, you roll a bunch of dice, you roll 3d4, and you add your traits, your stats, and as many of points as you collect over the course of the game through research, through getting tactical advantages, through understanding other people's viewpoints, to that roll, hoping that you can get something like a high enough result that you don't have to choose one of the bad options. You can come up with a golden solution, and you can narrate something that works for everybody, or like that lets you get away scot-free, or that doesn't blow up your equipment using it, or something like that. Are you talking, Victor? Oh, I think he's testing an audio.
I think he says that you're right.
Bad thing happened. Can you hear me? We cannot hear you.
No, we cannot hear you at all, dude.
Try reversing the polarity.
I might be stretching my ability to read lips, but I think he just said fuck.
So while he's out of commission here, I'll explain the last part, because it doesn't matter if he hears it, because we're not doing it today. This game does independent experience points for each of your categories of problem solving. So if you solve all your problems with violence, you will get better at violence. If you solve all your problems with diplomacy, you'll get better at that.
Says in Star Trek Online, I do solve all my problems with violence. We're part of the great pacifist, understanding, very futurist federation, and I think we solve every problem we ever have by punching it in the face.
Can you hear me?
Yeah! You're
Finally. Ugh. All right, hang on. Let's see. Where did we leave off here? Okay, so just one more time briefly, the advantages understanding data crap.
Oh, did you not hear that?
Not a word.
Oh, cool. So, the way that stuff works is, collect them over the course of the game so that your solutions don't suck, basically.
Awesome. Good.
Whenever you do anything that would collect them, like if you try to make a move to gain a tactical advantage in a fight, you'll gain advantage. If you make friends with an alien, you'll gain understanding. If you use your scanner to scan shit, you'll gain data. And then you want to use that stuff to... Like, you can spend it on rolls. Oh, the other thing you can do with it is that you can spend it on other things. You can, to gain specific advantages. You can get spend advantage to get equipment, basically. Like, to have them beam down a bigger phaser rifle or something like that. You can spend understanding to learn the values of an alien or a threat. So if you're, like, talking to the Klingons, you're like, I want to negotiate with the Klingons and get them to do something that I want them to do. You can appeal to their values. You can go like, oh, I've spent 2 understanding points to know you really like honor. Well, the honorable thing to do would be do what I want. And then data, you can ask yes or no questions by spending a point of data.
Okay.
Oh,
Alrighty then.
the final thing with this is that you all have your own personal reserve of it, but you guys can call a meeting to pool it all together.
Okay.
And when you do... disagree with one another because you'll get experience points.
All right then, so let's get this game started.
Yeah. So,
Derek, set the scene for us, if you will.
I need one last thing from you guys. What's the name of your spaceship?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chruba, what do you think? We purposefully left it to you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Intrepid as a spaceship name, but it's not glitzy enough.
Ship with a view.
The USS Ship with a View?
Yes, that's
All
literally what I've called one of my ships in Star Trek Online.
That's
I'm
awesome.
good with that. No?
I have about a dozen ships, and they all have fucking stupid names.
The Love Boat.
The
but
USS Love Boat.
But I do have one. I believe it's the USS I Shoot First.
That's
The USS The Big Stick.
These are getting into some culture ship names out here.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. I'm limited to 16 characters, so it's a bit hard to get a good culture ship name in 16 characters. But
Women's
I do my
for the win. Because that's a good ship to go out with. Actually, I like Ship with a View. Nelson, what do you think of Ship with a View?
I like it.
It has a view.
All right. The Earth ship with a view.
So, we open our scene here with a poorly composited shot of the USS Ship with a View coming into orbit around a alien planet. Mm-hmm. You have been dispatched with orders to negotiate with the locals and the Klingons who have already arrived over mining rights for the planet. It's vitally important that you secure the mining rights and not the Klingons. Because, well, you don't want those fucking Klingons to have any of this dilithium or whatever the hell they've got down there, right? The plot MacGuffin of the week. So you've been ordered to, try to, use whatever you have in your power to ensure that the Klingons don't end up with the crystals. Even if it means, like, it is more acceptable for the Federation that nobody gets it than the Klingons get it.
Oh, my.
So you are entering standard orbit now. Your helmsman is asleep at the wheel. What do you do?
Somebody wake
Well,
up here.
first off, we need to establish. We need to go down. Are the Klingons already there? Do we know if the Klingons
Yes,
are
so
already there?
there's a sort of a cabinet hall or whatever that the the meeting is taking place at, and you're ahead of schedule. You've still got a little bit of time to poke around or do whatever before you need to arrive for the commencement of negotiations.
Aha.
All right, so we need to establish a secure perimeter because I do not trust the locals or obviously the Klingons.
I need a good name for the
Little
locals.
sneaky ridge faces.
Wow.
They haven't even got those yet. This is original series.
Little
They've just
sneaky.
dumped a whole.
Box.
They've dumped a whole
Yeah.
can of spray tan on themselves.
Uh-huh. All right, let's see here then.
I must admit, I do like how they turned a makeup change between series into like a major plot point later on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
they did that. I love that in Enterprise. It's pretty great. Pretty dumb, but pretty great.
No,
So,
it's familiar that Enterprise. It's just Enterprise is the first place they explore it in detail
Yeah.
in the shows.
Deep Space Nine just sort of goes, we don't talk about it.
Hey, why is your head fucked up? Oh my
All right,
god!
so
you can't
are we
just ask
going
people
down?
what
So
it
what are we
is.
doing now? What would you say? What did you say, Nelson? We go down to the planet or what?
Yeah, I think we should beam down, and I think we should establish a perimeter with like 5 or 6 red shirts.
Do we have are red shirts an expendable asset or is it
Absolutely, red shirts are equipment. So, you guys are assembling an away team. So, how
Right.
this works really simply is there's usually like a requisition system for crew and equipment. But yeah, I'll send you down with 5 red shirts, and you've all got pistols.
just nice?
Excellent.
So you materialize. Where are you going particularly? Their council chambers are in like a stately country manner. So there's like a couple of miles of green
Driveway.
rolling hills around it, and then the city sort of a little farther away.
I
These
say we
guys
should
are the
go-
ECOGs, by the way.
I say we should beam to the entrance of the city. That way we can interact with some of the locals on the way to the austere council chambers.
How far away is the city from this manor?
Like a mile.
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's
That's
fucking
cool.
cool. Yeah, cool.
All right, let's do that then.
Let's do that. Let's roll.
All right, so you beam down into at the gates of the city. It's a bustling city filled with people with no makeup at all, because this is the original series, so aliens are just humans.
Ah.
So they're sort of they're a primitive civilization. The Prime Directive has been broken over this this incident, as often happened in the original series when they didn't give a fuck about the Prime Directive.
Right.
So everybody's sort of milling around. They've got, like horse-drawn wagons. It's just horses. It's kind of vaguely medieval. They've recycled the set from a movie being made, like a fantasy movie. You think you see some Ben-Hur props. What do you do?
quaint and peaceful people.
They might look peaceful, but they're giving you the shifty eye.
Well, of course they are. Everybody's looking at you like, some of those upstairsers or whatever. Off-worlders.
Those fucking sky people.
Yeah, so you can see like some of their ridiculous medieval guards with their like crossbows or whatever, kind of shadowing you as you go through the city streets.
I just wave. Hey.
Hi! They can see us. They have eyes.
Let's,
Yes.
Told us about this.
let's find a bar.
I've deduced that they fucking can see us with their ocular organs. Doing
Well done.
science as we walk here.
All right.
Well
so
done, Rizek. How the fuck
Rezki.
do you pronounce the last name?
Rezki, Lieutenant
Rezki.
Rezki.
Well done, Rezki. Excellent observation.
Approximately one person in the world just laughed, and I know exactly who it is.
are you guys hitting up an alien bar?
Fuck it,
Sure.
why not? It is
Yeah,
the
why
original
not?
series.
I'm gonna get
All
into
right.
some fun.
All right, let's do this. So, you find it doesn't take you very long at all to find a tavern of some variety to duck into, and it's a sort of a dark and sort of damp, gross.
It's a
place.
dive, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a you found the medieval dive bar. So there's like a giant open fireplace. There's people like probably actually brawling at the moment and drinking to excess some god-awful ale. And so you sort of sit down at the bar.
Seems like a lovely place.
The bartender goes over to you, sort of looks at your weird Starfleet getup, and asks a very important question. Got money?
Define money.
To pay for drinks. Yeah, have you got something to pay for drinks?
Probably.
Somewhere.
I search through my pockets and I pull out a little holographic trinket, and I'm like, these are primitive people. Let me just give them one of these.
He takes it, bites it.
Of course.
All right, what are we having? We got grog. We got this shit ale. We distill it from shit.
I'm gonna point to the biggest, burliest person in the bar and say, "I'll have what he had." Or she, no judgment.
It's a little drink with an umbrella.
I'm just going to grab the first thing in a cup that it looks potable and throw it down using my action, it's green.
All right, cool. So I'm actually... Nelson, are you drinking as well?
I am drinking a small amount of grog and trying to surreptitiously interrogate the bartender about
perfect.
local
So
intel.
I would like you...
I like to imagine you just very casually strapping him down to waterboard him.
Just behind the
This is
bar.
going to feel great, trust me. You're
little bit.
going to make it David, have a spa.
So this is a perfect opportunity to do our first move. This is gain understanding. This is one of the 3 steps that you use to gain resources.
Yes.
So I would like you to roll 3d4, add your diplomacy, and +1 for any traits you can convince me apply.
Oh, wow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus a little bit of toughness, because while I may not be as jovial as our dear captain or as understanding about other alien species' social situations, I do have that trinket, that holographic trinket that I gave him, and I know a few different ways to use it on people's whatever aliens have that passes fingernails, which for these people are literally just fingernails because they look like us.
Yeah,
Right.
They've got their fingernails have been painted silver. That's how you can tell that they're aliens. All right, so what's your total?
So total 4, 7, 8, 8 plus toughness.
So 9. So
Yes.
take a point of understanding.
Wait a minute,
Okay.
wait a minute. We come to a planet and the first thing we do is roughhouse people?
Awesome.
Yes. We don't know where they've been.
Alright. Fine.
Presumably this planet. But
Ain't
as
been
you
anywhere else.
as you as you're sort of talking and getting a feel for the place, you go to sort of you're jovially talking with the bartender, and you throw back the mug, and you accidentally elbow the person beside you, who is ginormous. It's one of the 4 Hollywood extras they use when they need a really big guy.
Central casting, I want a really big guy.
Yeah, real meathead. Yeah, he sort of looks at you. He says something in an alien language, which remarkably is not translated. And then he...
As the captain, I will tell you, what he said was not polite.
No. And he takes a swing for your head.
What
What do you do?
I will look like side-eye the captain and then literally jump right on this big fella and trying to punch him in the face while
Nice.
my legs are wrapped around him.
Excellent. That is an excellent Star Trek fighting technique.
Yes.
So I would like you to roll 2d4 and add any relevant traits that you think apply.
I would consider this jumping at the largest person that I see to be fairly reckless.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So 3 plus 6, so 7 total.
Nice. So you jump on this guy and you beat the hell out of him, and he he like immediately hits the ground and
He is not well.
is unconscious immediately. Maybe you've broken some piece of alien anatomy inside of him, and the bar goes quiet for a second, and then somebody laughs and everything's back to normal.
Well,
Excellent.
Excellent.
So that wasn't too bad whatsoever.
I'm going to ask the bartender something, and I'm going to use my my traits charismatic as fuck. And
All right, what are you asking?
I'm gonna ask them what do people around here think of the Klingons?
All right, cool. So this roll a 3d4 plus diplomacy for some gaining understanding, and while you're doing that, I'll actually get his answer.
So 3d4s plus my diplomacy score, right?
Yeah, and you can throw a +1 for charismatic on there.
All right.
Let's see how your asking goes.
Okay. I've got I've got 13.
Oh wow, okay. So you first off, you gain 3 understanding.
Huh?
Because the guy he sort of looks around and he pulls you in close and he goes, listen, the Klingons have been real popular around here. Nobody was supposed to come to this planet early, but they've been here for months. They've been trading with us. They've got incredibly high quality goods. Like they're selling knives and swords and armor. And, you go talk to the nobles and they've got these wagons that drive around by themselves that the Klingons have given them.
Oh, shit.
So, the Klingons have really been buttering this place up, basically. And they're pretty popular around here, and nobody inversely, people aren't too fond of Starfleet. They've heard some pretty terrible tales of what Starfleet officers do to, the indigenous people of the planets they conquer. Which is
I give him a significant look as he says this.
Damn.
I give the captain a look, and I give the bartender a pamphlet that says, "Sorry about our captain."
Oh, I am wounded, but not
the
unjustly
Space
so.
Watchtower.
You're wounded, but it's also true. That's why we have a pamphlet.
Have you heard the good news of the Prime Directive? So you have got that information now. What do you do? Oh, you've got 3 understanding.
I think that it is time for us to see if we can locate some Klingons.
You're just gonna go wandering for Klingons?
Okay, we'll ask the bartender where the Klingons normally like to hang out.
All right. So he sort of he grabs an, I want to say like a napkin, but they wouldn't fucking have napkins. He carves it into the
grabs a rat.
Yeah, he grabs a rat and he carves it into the rat. He
can just tell me. I have a perfect memory.
All right, cool. He gives you
Being
directions
machine
to it used to be like, a year ago or so, it used to be like stables, but they've converted it into a hangar for one of their little ships. And he says that Klingons going in and out of there all the time. They're pretty blatant about it because the Federation is actually upholding their end of the deal and not observing or messing with the planet.
I think it's time to do some observing and messing, gentlemen. What do you think?
I take observing.
Well, I guess that leaves messing to me.
And I'll pick up the balance. All right, let's go.
All right, so you wander through the terrible, crappy city streets. It's muddy. It's awful.
Are there
Pre-warp
any
civilizations
attractive
suck.
ladies nearby?
Well,
I shoot
no,
cats
they're
immediately.
they're mostly extras. They've got nobody stands out to you. You don't see like a gauzy filter over the camera looking at anyone.
Got it.
And then you arrive sort of around the street corner from the Klingon sort of field headquarters. And they've got guys in Klingon uniforms standing guard in front of the door. They've got, the big stable doors are slightly ajar and you can see glowy technology on the inside.
Aha.
I knew those Klingons were double dealing.
Klingons betray? What?
So here's the thing. I pull the other two in close. Starfleet doesn't want to get involved, right? They don't want to get their hands dirty. But
That's,
you and I
That's the
both
word from
know,
up top.
you and I both know, all three of us both know,
Right.
collectively both, that if the Klingons are going to deal dirty, we can make the people think that the Klingons are actually dealing dirty. Like, right now, they see the Klingons as these, like, magical space dudes, right? But the thing is, we're the magical space dudes.
Right.
We are the good people in this situation that are upholding our side of the bargain, right? So we just need the locals to see maybe something bad happens, maybe some Klingon technology fails, and nobody likes it very much.
What are you driving
You know
at,
what I'm
Spreck?
That Kirk Spreck, by the way, was the name that the random name generator gave me.
That's amazing.
It was perfect. So I think we need to get our hands on some Klingon technology, right? And I think it needs to malfunction in a very public way.
Well, do they have a ship in there?
So the bartender said that sometimes at night the lights rise out from the roof of it and fly off into the sky or come back.
Well, I think we need to check and see if they have a ship in there, and if they do, I think our mechanical friend, Mr. Rezki here, can see if he can't get that thing going on its own and maybe landing in a crash landing in a public square.
Ooh.
You know, not hurting anyone, but showing the dangers of dealing with such reckless and irresponsible people like the Klingons.
I can just make a bomb. Bombs are really good.
Or you know, we could do that, I guess.
We need the people to know, hey, this is the Klingons. Not that, hey, this is what alien technology does, because we want them to want our technology, right? Nice,
I can
clean.
make a bomb out of Klingon stuff.
I like this ship idea. Can you make a bomb out of a ship?
Can you?
Probably.
Yeah.
I can make a bomb out of a lot of things.
It's a Star Trek ship. It's a bomb every second episode
Can
by
we
accident.
try to get the ship to fire on stuff so they can see it? That's Klingon ship. It's blowing up our ship. Not just an accident.
Not just an accident. They need to know that they know. You know.
Do these medieval sorts have ships?
No. No.
No.
Sailboats,
I meant like the water floaty kind.
Oh, yes. This is a coastal town.
I like where this
Very
is going,
good.
guys. Let's
In
make
that
this
case,
happen.
We'll make the Klingon ship blow up their navy.
Ooh.
They won't like that.
They will
The
not.
navy is very big and expensive in these times.
That's true.
It's a very good idea.
Think
All
of
right.
a boat. A boat is basically just a hole in the ocean that you pour money into.
Yeah,
So
more
what
or
are we?
less.
So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna lure away any lingering Klingons and then leave you to do your business?
I think we should scope the place out, wait
Okay.
until nighttime, sneak in, steal a ship, and
Set it
then
on
you can do your
autopilot.
business. Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
We can remote pilot this thing.
Alright. So who's got good observational type skills?
So observational type skills is kind of one of those. Unless you're doing something specifically science, don't worry too much about it.
I see.
Sneaking in this game pretty much always works.
Alright.
Oh, good. In that
Oh, hey,
case,
you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
sneak in.
I've got spatial
Flank.
perception, and that's a thing. All
right.
I can perceive spaces.
So I'm actually there is a general action that we can use for this kind of sneakery, which
All
is
right.
the delay action. So just roll 2d4 and add relevant traits.
All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna roll. Let's see. That's 2d4, And then I've got diplomacy requires a fair amount of perception, so I had 3, and I got my spatial perception in there, so I'll add 4 to it.
All right.
And roll. I got 12.
All right, cool. So you're gonna get some tactical advantage out of this. So take 3 advantage.
Nice.
Because now you kind of know the layout of the place and all that. And
Okay.
so yeah, you find a side alley running beside the Klingon headquarters, and you it's a kind of a crappy building because this is terrible Medievalville. So you find like gaps in the boards. You find a place like some crates that you can peer up through the hole that they've carved in the roof. You see they've erected a force field to keep the weather out, and this lets them fly the ship that they have sitting in there, this little Klingon shuttle, around. You look around for guards and such, and you see the place is pretty understaffed. There's only maybe 3 or 4 people moving around in there, plus the guy at the door.
I know what we need to do.
Okay.
We need to get them drunk.
Oh shit.
Who
This sounds like a
wants to take the Klingons a round of ale, a round of grog?
I don't know if I
Several
trust him
rounds.
around grog.
Well, that's the thing. Who knows how to poison?
You guys are the worst Starfleet officers.
I suppose technically I know that poisonous since I have the career trait of knowing stuff. That is literally what's written on the sheet. Don't
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, that's that's solving a problem with science. But you're gonna have to get him drinking first.
Yeah.
All right. I think between the 3 of us, I have the highest diplomacy. So I'll have to diplomize. Are there any whores nearby?
It's medieval times.
It's
course there are.
1960s television, so no.
That's true.
Dancers. They were cool with dancers.
Of course, there's dancers. Yes,
There's
absolutely.
definitely some people who are doing dances.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go find and hire and get some and convince some dancers to help us. Chruba, you need to start brewing some poison and or sleepy stuff to put into the ale and grog and shit.
All right. So
Even better idea. Let's just dope the ale with a fast-acting substance that greatly enhances the effect of the alcohol. Because then it's
but
not
the
gonna, we're not
dancers are
going
going to
to
be
have
the ones to convince them to drink the alcohol. They won't trust us. We're Starfleet.
Well, yes, but I'll just make something that only works on Klingons.
all right, cool. So
Right.
here's what I want. Churba, I would like you to roll a gather data, so 3d4 plus science.
3d4 plus science.
And this is
I
you
need
prepping
to.
the poison, and we'll solve with science when they drink it.
Mhm.
And I would like you, Victor, to use some diplomacy to
Right.
to get these dancers.
All right. I'll use my diplomacy plus my charismatic as fuck.
And you can spend your understanding to get a bonus here.
Well, let's see here. So I got diplomacy, I've got charismatic as fuck, advanced use of hands, and my ability to swear and flirt in most other languages, but nothing else. So that's 4 different things I can add on to this. Wait, the diplomacy is actually, and all right. So how many die am I rolling? 3 here.
3d4.
3d4 for my diplomacy plus my 4 other traits. So roll it on down.
Okay. I'm rolling 4d4, and I can't remember what else I was doing.
No, you're rolling 3d4. And you're just
3d4.
adding science.
All right.
Okay.
So I have got 12 plus 4.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me what happens.
So I go and I find I go back to the bar, ask the bartender where the dances are. He points to some back room, and I say, "Hello, ladies. Have you ever met a human before?" And then
What's a human?
exactly. So, if you would like to meet some humans, which are incredible, I need you to do me a little favor.
Anything.
Go get those Klingons over there in that hangar they've built. I want you to give them some of the fantastic grog we've got over here. It's going to be fantastic, amazing grog, and drink as much as you like, but make sure they have a good time too. Okay? Okay.
We're going to buy some
Absolutely.
grog and we're going to get the Klingons to pay for it.
That was kind of what I was going for. Yes.
All right, so the dancers dance their way out of the scene, and basically within 20 minutes, the Klingons are all just completely out of their minds, drunk, just like
Awesome.
yeah. The two of them that are still ambulatory are like holding each other up and just, and the other ones are asleep on their face.
Great.
And the dancers are like, oh, why have they passed out? They're such weak drinkers. I'm reconsidering my view of the Klingons. Actually, let me step that back a second. Chruba, I would like you to roll science. So 3d4 plus science. And you can add the data that you collected, which I need. How did your last roll go? What'd you get?
My last roll, I'm trying to find the tab to flame it. There it is, random.org, good old random.org. So that'll be 13, 16.
Oh, yeah,
Would be
okay.
the last roll.
You destroyed it. So
Woo!
you can spend the 3 data that you just generated to get a higher number. Like, just add +3 to this roll.
Dig it. I can do
All right,
that.
cool. So roll 3d4 plus science to see what effect the poison has on these Klingons.
Okay, roll again. So, and then +6. So, 18 in that case.
Fuck. Okay, what happens? What does this do to the Klingons?
Let's see. I poisoned them so effectively they just detonate. No, not really. What happens is they get extremely fucking drunk. They're all roaming around and doing crazy things. And before too long, they will all pass out and have no memory of what has transpired. And they will pass out for long enough for us to remote pilot the shuttle over, fuck up all these dudes' navies, and then like drag a couple of them into the shuttle to like just fucking leave them there so they wake up in the shuttle going, oh fuck, what did we do? Oh shit, we killed everything.
All right,
Make sure the shuttle lands in like a public square.
Oh, we should probably put them in there before we take off since we're doing it remotely.
Yeah.
Revised plan, but that.
All right, so you make your way into the hangar as the dancers sort of exit, disgusted with Klingon. What
And their tiny forehead ridges.
exactly, and you make your way over to the little Klingon shuttle, which appropriately for a Klingon shuttle cannot hold very many people, but holds very many guns. You pop it open and you start messing around to see what you can do with the autopilot. When you realize Klingons don't have autopilots. That's doing their job for you. It's the height of dishonor. So you're going to have to figure something else out.
Call an autopilot. Hey, we fixed your shitty shuttle.
We can get a remote control.
No remotes. I know how ships work. I know how guns work. I will pilot the ship and shoot the Navy. I don't care if it's reckless. I will just go and do it.
I know.
You two had your fun with your drinking and your ladies, but it's time for a man to do a man's job.
Maybe in your recklessness, what you can do is to escape from the scene of the crime and still put it down in a public square. You can engineer a very minor crash by flying it low over some buildings, hopping out on a rooftop as you go past, and then letting it just crash into a square.
That is an excellent plan.
You can do all those things, but I would like you to remind you that you guys have teleporters.
Oh, that's right. We're
I could also do that.
Right. Okay. So more sane. Nelson, you're gonna do all that
21st
stuff,
century.
except instead of jumping out of a shuttle like a madman, you're just gonna schwarp yourself with the rest of us. So yeah, that'll be fine.
No, you know what? I'm okay with the first plan.
Eric, am I missing something? Is there some sort of like
Well,
plus something for recklessness?
Captain, do you know how teleporters actually work?
I'm starting to wonder if you know how teleporters
constitute
actually
Your
work.
entire body into not even atoms, and then they transmit it. Do you know how much signal damage the average teleporter encounters over its service lifetime?
Probably not as much as landing wrong on a roof.
You know what? I don't trust that the Earth Teleporter Manufacturing Association is really legit with, like, have you seen our phasers?
Yeah.
There's only 2 settings.
Remember that your transporter was built by the lowest bidder.
Yeah, 300 years
hold
ago,
on a second.
we had ballistic weapons that would just kill someone dead, and now we don't.
Now we
Oh,
have
shit.
weapons that evaporate people.
Yeah, when they work.
Fair point.
I'm gonna take my chances on my martial skill rather than your egghead techno battle.
Egghead, who's the
Okay.
engineer here?
All right, so this is actually
Nobody,
perfect.
actually. Hold on a second.
We've got a.
I have
I'm
an
doing
idea.
all this because I am extremely paranoid.
Right.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Call up the ship. Hey, who makes that? Who makes our teleporters? All right, Tesla. All right, cool. Don't trust the teleporters.
Just catch fire on the side of the road.
The last time we trusted a Tesla shuttle, it drove under a space semi-trailer. So
because
Listen.
it was blue, the same color as the sky.
Yeah, all you need to do is mandate that all the space semi-trailers have black tape put around the outside of the surfaces, and it'll
That's
be
it.
fine.
There you go. Perfect.
the
All right.
Elon Musk, another hit squad. The last one was delicious.
All right, let's get on
Do
with
you
it.
guys have any advantage between the lot of you?
Against Elon Musk?
No,
yeah.
I do. I have
No.
3 advantage.
Excellent. So you guys can actually. This was basically a meeting, so you guys can pool your resources, and anyone can use them now.
Yeah, I'll
So-
chuck in my 3 advantage. I want Lieutenant Spreck to survive his leap of faith.
All right, cool. So, you get into the Klingon ship. You start it up. The motor takes a while to turn over, the space motor, and then you start it up and you start flying it over to their ships. And if you would like to blow them up, I would like you to use violence. So roll 3d4 plus violence.
Do it, violence, Jack.
7.
This
10.
is your life now.
Can I use my 1 understanding from earlier?
No,
When I was
understanding only
investigating-
applies for diplomacy.
Ah, okay.
No.
Then
Use
the answer
torpedoes.
is 10.
All right, so yeah, you load the weapons up and you start blowing stuff up, and you are presented with an option here. You can get all the ships, but the ship. You're not very well versed in the shuttle here, so it'll conk out before you make it back to your planned public square. Or you can get some of the ships, maybe about half, and make it all the way.
Ooh. What's between the public square and the ships? Like, will I get back to land?
Yeah, you'll get back to land, but you'll come straight down among, like, crappy residential slums.
No, come on. We can't do that.
I think we should
Murdering
probably draw the
sailors, yeah, but...
We should
You know
probably
what?
draw the line at plowing through low-income housing. That is a bit much.
Can we not do that? Yeah.
You know what? I think that the morale impact of an entire navy being destroyed is much greater than the morale impact of, oh, okay, part of our navy was destroyed by the evil spacemen. I'm gonna have to chance it. I'm gonna
All right.
have to pump the pump the gas on this ship and try to make it all the way back.
You blow up all the ships. They're all on fire. It's awful. There's screams and wood.
Question, why did we send the guy who still thinks that these things run on gas?
And then, well, I mean, this is a Klingon thing. You don't know.
Yeah.
You probably pulled a cord to get it started. And then
runs on a Briggs and Stratton lawnmower.
You've got to mix the antimatter with a bit of oil so that it will lubricate.
Yeah, you unscrew the cap to take a look how much antimatter you got.
Yeah.
And then you hear the engine boom, 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 and you glide in through some houses. And if you're gonna jump, you're gonna want to jump now. So, you've got like Klingons in the back seat, right? To frame them. Okay, cool.
They're still unconscious though, right?
Yeah. One of them's like, "This is a bit of a rough ride. Are we there yet?" So roll 2d4 and add any relevant traits you've got to see if you make it out of this thing safely.
Well, I've got 2 relevant traits. I'm taking a reckless as hell jump, and if I land on something kind of jagged, I can tough it out.
All right, cool. So roll those 2d4.
So, 4 plus 2 is 6.
Nice. So, you do it. You successfully jump out, and I'm increasingly realizing I got to start setting my target values a little higher on the
tuck and roll
versions of this game. Because, you successfully tuck and roll. You land on a thatched roof, and you're fine. And the shuttle sort of slides, flips a bit, catches fire. The city starts catching fire. It's a disaster. You hit like the biggest it rams into what you think is like a church. The steeple falls down, blows up.
Blows up.
Shit, space Jesus.
Of course it did.
It's a bad scene.
We need to now take advantage of the situation and come and swoop in as the benevolent saviors.
Yes.
How do we do that? I literally have a uniform and a phaser, and that's it.
Can we call on the ship to do some like fire suppression or something? Our ship, the ship we came in.
What the fuck is it gonna do? You like fucking gonna orbit a planet with a giant fire extinguisher? Just
It
like
can teleport some water out of the ocean.
That's pretty clever.
Drown
That's actually a really good idea. Shit.
Fuck. All right. Cool. Do you want that to happen?
Will that take technology type?
Yeah, that's science.
All right, so Rezki should probably do it.
Okay, I will communicate with the ship and, I don't know, tell them how to press buttons to fucking move a glass of water. Shit, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
We're having trouble locking onto the water.
Use your technobabble.
Yeah. Try realigning the capacitors.
Well, just try...
calibrate the Heisenberg compensators or something, I don't know.
Try doing a mobile teleport on a large containing vessel to keep the water in a stable pattern as you shift it between the pattern buffer and the transmission buffer.
Nice.
If that was in an episode of Next Generation, I would totally buy
I'd buy it.
Great.
You temporarily transporting it into one of the ship's sections. Should we get rid of red shirts? Nah. So roll 3d4 plus science to see how this goes.
How are the red shirts we brought with us doing?
Yeah,
that's a good... They're probably still drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
They went with the ladies.
Red shirts. If anybody asked, we were with you the whole time.
I think your plausible deniability.
The locals won't know. We all look alike to them.
No, it was the ones in the yellow shirt that did it, and the blue shirt. The red ones were fine.
Dez, you really need to set your dice targets higher.
Yeah, I do. What did you roll?
Because I just rolled 2 6s and a 3, and my science is already 3.
How did you roll 2 6s on a 3d4?
Because you said roll 3d4. Wait a minute. I rolled fucking 3d6.
Yes.
Yeah. He's very competent, you see.
4s, my friend.
I need to go to a site that lets me roll things.
Oh my god, you've been rolling through
I just went to random.org because
I'm
that's
just
my
gonna roll
standard
them
dice
right
roll.
now, okay? So you've
Thank
got
you.
a 4, a 4, and a 4. Jesus.
What the fuck? All right,
I'm
yeah.
so good at this.
Just tell me what happens.
Let's just assume that I succeed at everything, except for life, or else I wouldn't be here on a Saturday morning playing podcasting.
Ouch.
Playing podcasting. Wow, that was bad. That was actually colder than I intended. I don't even remember what the fuck we were doing.
We put out the fire. Let's just leave it at that.
Can we jump cut to
with a great
jump cut to the morning?
Well, no, jump cut to me, like running away from this giant conflagration as it's exploding and stuff.
Right.
Just
And
to get
the water
the
just
slums.
descending from the sky with a sparkling noise.
Oh yes, there's a great strip of sparkling just kind of streaks across the sky. And all of this water just starts falling down like a very localized rainstorm because, a side effect of the pattern dispersal is that it starts coming down in much smaller chunks rather than huge blobs that would wash everything away.
Right, good
Nicely
thing.
done. So,
yes,
the fire goes out and the day is saved by Starfleet.
Right.
Completely necessary actions.
Right.
So I'm...
necessary and justified.
The degree to which you manage that, we don't gotta do the negotiation part.
Yeah.
The Klingons leave in shame. The minerals are yours.
The funny thing is, they don't
saved.
leave in shame because we blew up their navy. They leave in shame because, they got knocked out by 4 flagons.
Yeah. Just and then it cuts back to you all on the bridge having a laugh about this hideous fucking space war crime you've committed.
What? What war crime? I don't know about any war crime.
Well, yes. That's because I suspect you never actually went to Starfleet Academy. You just showed up in a uniform and tricked someone.
This isn't even a uniform. I just put on a yellow shirt. Everyone was like, "Yes, Captain," and I'm like, "No, that's my SpongeBob shirt."
Not even that. I showed up to a shipyard with a little bit of mustard on my shirt. They put 4 pips on my collar, and here I am.
Oh no, not even that. You remember how Kirk would sometimes roll around in that fucking green wraparound number? He just showed up in his bathrobe, and they were like, "You're the captain."
Fuck. All right. So that was excellent. And you guys are monsters.
Well, not everybody in Starfleet is all dandelions and petunias,
Oh, yeah,
so
you
I
should
had
see, the
there was
Star Trek Online fucking
if
shit.
I had been able to deploy any threats, there would have been a mysterious space cloud and all this kind of stuff. But you fucking demolished this and most
Probably
of the
because
city.
we spent half the thing. Well, I spent half the thing rolling the wrong fucking dice.
Yeah, that probably wasn't helping. But that was that was awesome. Oh. Fuck. We got to do this more often.
I would
All
say
right,
write more games in that case, but I don't think that's actually physically possible. Seriously, you come up with games like people with high fiber diets fucking fart.
I know. So that was the Frontier. What is it? The
New Frontiers.
New Frontiers. That was the New Frontiers from Derek Chappell. You will find it. Well, not it because it's not done yet, but many other games that he's made on Drive Through RPG. There will be a link to his store in the description. Check it out. Good stuff. There'll be links as well to other to episodes of us playing other games written by him. All hilarious. My favorite one is the rerun that got aired recently, Capoeira to Victory.
Oh, yes.
Yes, the one where we became a karaoke master who blended a Johnny Carson audience before starting his own tax firm and somehow took a fucking decade of time to get clothes.
So yeah, that's great episode, gents. Thank you, Derek, for bringing yet another one of your wonderful, interesting games in for us to play and have a good old time with. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is super fun, and I can't wait to get it in a more complete form and keep running this shit. This is a good
Of course. There is another important question. Since we've been promising the listeners for about as long as you've been appearing, 5 Across the Heart.
Right, so believe it or not, it's actually done.
Hooray!
Like the like I sat down, I fucking ground it out, and I got a final version of it. So it's pretty much ready to play. I have content to add, like, you know, equipment and whatever, but the core gameplay of it is done. I'm super proud of it. It's probably my best game. Like, a lot of the reason that this Star Trek game came together so quickly was because a lot of the ideas in it of like values and traits and the way that stuff works is sort of lifted from all the lessons I learned putting that game together. It took me just over 2 years to write that fucking game.
Well, I'm sure the listeners will be sure to check it out. It's up on your Drive-Thru RPG store, right?
Not quite yet. I've got to do the layout now and make it an actual book.
So what I'm hearing is that it's not done.
It's not done, but we can play it. If you've got another Acceptable Devices coming up, we can make it.
All right, well, in a couple of weeks we will. So let's, unless something important, something super prescient comes up, like, I don't know, Trump...
I mean, there's
Trump's hair caught on fire, and we need to discuss the combustibility of our presidential candidates. Then yeah, sure, 5 Across the Heart.
If that happens, I promise you that I will write a small RPG about doing a presidential debate while on fire.
Can you do that? Can you do that anyways?
I think I might, because picture it. You're doing the debate, right? So you have like the GM as the moderator, and you have 2 or 3 people, right?
I have the name for it already. Derek.
Oh, hit me.
Pants on Fire.
I love it. Yes, because everybody's got terrible platforms you have to lie about, but you're literally catching on fire while you do so. You have to balance getting good poll numbers by lying correctly and not burning out before other candidates.
I like it.
I like it. Let's do it.
Oh,
that's perfect. All right, I'll start writing that right now.
In that case, hype yourself up for that episode of Acceptable Devices and for the impending release of 5 Across the Heart. Yep. Impending.
Forever
it's
impending.
Coming. Then you should check out my very brief prug for this week. I'm calling them prugs from now on. My very brief prug from this week. It's a webcomic called Sleepless Domain. It is about magical girls, appropriately enough. It is by Mary Cagle of Kiwi Blitz and the comic where she was an English teacher in Japan.
Oh my god, it's what? It's that person? Oh my god, these character designs are amazing. Oh my god.
I know, every character she has ever designed is fucking amazing.
So good. So good.
Oh, I wonder how much I'll have to pay her to do all the art for 5 Across the Heart, because who else could do it?
Probably like $1 billion, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah. So good.
Please do not take that as an invoice.
Well, if you're recommending Sleepless Domain, I'm gonna recommend Manly Guys Doing Manly Things.
Yeah,
it's sort of like the male equivalent of being a magical girl if dudes can't become magical girls. If you're of that school of thought, which I am not, because I fucking read. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's a fucking great comic about a giant muscly dude that becomes a magical girl of muscles. But anyway.
Yeah, you should check out Manly Guys Doing Manly Things at thepunchlineismachismo.com. So, good comic. Nelson, you got anything you want to plug before we close up?
Yeah, really, really quick thing. So you may remember the show Between Two Ferns by the esteemed Mr. Zach Galifianakis. Mm-hmm. Well, he did a new one where he had a Mrs. Hillary Rodham Clinton on the show. Mm-hmm. And it is pretty great. And it was very short.
I hear he actually hits her with some real questions.
Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. There's some good zingers from both sides.
I see. All right,
Can I
then.
give a quick plug to something that's not mine?
Of course.
A
Sure.
game came out today on Steam that I think that anybody who's interested in like space and crazy space shit should check out. It's called Children of a Dead Earth, and it is a super serious, super realistic space combat simulator.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Where like radiator rockets fighting passing each other at 100 bazillion miles per hour, rail guns and lasers and stuff. Like it's incredible.
What?
This sounds
Okay,
pretty
then.
fucking rad.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
then.
really cool.
Cool.
Children of a Dead Earth.
Yeah, and also you should read the blog that the guy maintains about it, because it's just him writing about like very serious speculation about how space combat would work, and he knows his stuff really well. So the amount of science that went into this game is unbelievable.
Okay, well, that is on the Steam store. You should check it out if you like all the things Derek said you should like. And with that, great show, guys. And you will hear from us next week on Friday Night Party Line. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Wait, did we pick up the red shirts when we left?